Hey my friend, Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. It's that time of the month again. You know that time of the month when the viewer comments that make me roll my eyes and shake my head. That stack's getting pretty big. It's time to rake 'em, roast 'em, and mow 'em down. Alright friends, let's get started. My first comment is one that just came on a video this morning, on a video we just posted yesterday, which was the 2016 Toyota RAV4 SE review. And in this review, at the very end, I made an analogy of a Kenmore washer with a lot of options on it. And if you're going to spend the money on that, why not just get the Bosch? Because it's nicer. And so I actually got a lot of comments from people about Kenmores. They were a little upset that I made the Kenmore analogy, which surprised me a little bit. Jaime San Miguel, he says, Sam, as an FYI, Consumer Reports has Kenmore refrigerators rated higher than Bosch units. You know what? Consumer Reports. If we spend our lives buying everything that those bedwetting ninnies say are the best for us, that's not living. I hate to say that, but you know something? I mean, let's look at food. Rice cakes are probably something Consumer Reports would recommend. I mean, it's good for you, right? There's only one ingredient, so it's never going to break. How can it go wrong? But stir-fry vegetables and chicken, it's also good for you, but tastes a whole lot better. And what I'm getting at with the whole Kenmore versus Bosch analogy is the simple fact that the vehicle we tested, the RAV4, was $37,000. For $37,000, you can get a Lexus NX, you can get a BMW X1. There's a lot of real vehicles you can get that, well, offer some life to them. They have a soul. Yeah, you might run the risk of getting something that's not as reliable as a Toyota, but you got to live, man. It's as simple as that. So there's that. Now, the next one, this had to do with the Mow Down we did on why self-driving cars were wrong. And I did this entire video on all the reasons why I think self-driving cars are dangerous, why I think it's a bad idea, and I listed them all, and you can see that video. The link for it is down below. And as I predicted, I had somebody who thought I was completely full of shit. This gentleman here, Gotham Nandon, says a lot of things. He's got like a 7-point outline of all the different areas where I'm wrong, and I'll just cover a couple of them here that I really think are poignant. Number 6, it's safer. We're talking about autonomous driving cars, right? They drive themselves. It's safer, and it lets me get drunk and get a ride without having to pay hundreds for a cab. Also, I can skip my motel bills and sleep overnight while traveling. You, sir, are exactly the reason why self-driving cars are a bad idea. That's exactly what the problem with these things is. It's going to appeal to people who think they can be assholes behind the wheel, they can just tune out and not pay attention, and that is absolutely 180 degrees opposite from the truth. The crash we just had in May, that news came out just about the Tesla driver who wasn't paying attention. Tesla didn't stop for the hazard, and of course he lost his head quite literally, and I'm sorry to be disrespectful, but that's exactly what happened. Because he wasn't paying attention, he trusted the car and poof, now he's not alive anymore. Luckily, he didn't hit someone and kill them. But the last part of this gentleman's comment was, I made the comment about what if the cloud breaks, the cloud being the information cloud out there that your self-driving car is going to depend on for how it perceives things. Cloud breaks, he says. You don't know clusters, clouds, distributed computing. Have you seen Google search break? Actually, yeah, I have. I've seen a lot of Google break. YouTube, I live off YouTube and Google, and it breaks all the time. If you're a creator and you're trying to work with it, you'd be surprised. And that's just one element of it. And lastly, he says, dude, you make no sense. You sound like an idiotic televangelist. Well, you're probably going to hell anyway, so what difference does it make? Enjoy your life. Okay, moving on. This was on the 2016 Toyota Prius Eco. We did a test drive on it about a month ago, and 44,537,955 views, that's his name. He says, the only reviewer who got less than 50 miles per gallon on the 2016 Prius. Very surprised because you're Sam Haymart after all. Well, thanks, I think. You know, actually I was quite surprised too because, you know, the new Prius is supposed to get a whole lot more than 50. I'm actually a pretty good hyper miler. I usually get very good mileage with all the cars we test, well above what's posted on the window sticker. So I was actually quite surprised that we got less than 50. Now, what can I say? We use the air conditioner a lot. That does hit hybrid cars, and perhaps the new Prius, the way it's tuned with its less powerful engine, it does utilize the battery for air conditioning. So it could very well be that that might have been it, but I was pretty disappointed, to be honest with you. So I'm just kind of not really roasting you so much, but kind of agreeing with you. Unless you're being sarcastic, and then, well, then I just played into it. The next comment is from Daniel Bell on the 2016 Chevrolet Silverado Z71 versus Ram Rebel face-off. Now, first off, the face-offs are great because they get you guys arguing, they get you guys fighting with each other over details. Bench racing, I love it. Pays the mortgage when you guys do that, because the more you comment and argue, the more those search rankings go up. So keep at it. But this gentleman actually comes at me a little bit. He goes, I was enjoying this video till he kept pissing and moaning about ride harshness. Newsflash, it's a truck. You want a softer ride? Get a sedan or an SUV crossover. The of trucks is embarrassing. They're work vehicles. Well, Daniel, you're right, actually. But see, the point of this comparison was really talking about the off-road versions of these trucks, and I judged them on their off-road personalities, and that was really what this comparison was about. And this tells me that you might be into work trucks, but you're not that much of an off-roader, or maybe you're not an off-road enthusiast, because if you talk to off-road enthusiasts, if you go to a Jeep Jamboree and you look at the guys who are really into off-roading, what they do is they tend to soften the suspensions on their vehicles. They tend to have more compliant springs, they have shocks, they have more travel, and that gives you better articulation off-road, so that when you go over rough and rock crawling and things like that, that those tires and wheels are better planted on the ground and they're not resisting the terrain so much. And secondarily, when you have a softer, more compliant suspension for off-roading, that enables you to go faster. You can really blow and go out there across the land, and it doesn't beat up your vehicle as much if the suspension's softer. It makes it last longer, and it makes you last longer too. And that was really maybe the point you lost here, is that this was a comparison about off-road versions of these trucks and which one of those two was better. And in this case, the Rebel was the better truck because it had a more compliant off-road tuned suspension, where the Z71 didn't, and as a lot of you commented, it had 20-inch wheels, which frankly I don't think it should have, but there's that. So the other comment I have here, and this is actually the last comment here, this is on the 2017 Nissan Pathfinder first look. Andrew Cavett says, is it just me, or does Sam Haymart give off a yoga instructor vibe? No disrespect, Sam, you're far and away the most laid-back car video show host out there. Thanks, I think. You know, yoga instructor, I might be able to get into that. I haven't done yoga, but I do a lot of other, I work out a lot, and I love to go running a lot, so I tend to be pretty laid back, but that's the nicest way somebody's ever said I'm boring that I've ever heard. Anyway, I do say the F word, but I do bleep it out, so there's that. Anyway, if you like what you just saw, click on the link right here and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because we do the Mow Down at least once a month, sometimes more if there's something for me to really go at. I've sort of gotten into this pattern with these things. I don't do a mow down unless I have something that I really feel like I want to mow down. So I'm not going to do it unless there's a good reason to. The other thing I want you to do is check out our website, because we've got a lot of things on our website, testdriven.tv, or you can also go testdriventv.com. It'll still get you to the same place. Almost all the videos we have are there, plus photo galleries and text articles if you want to spend more time with that. And there's also some unique content at our website that you're not going to find on our YouTube channel if you like to read and look at photos. We do regular articles there as well. So there's all kinds of stuff, in addition to our Facebook page, Test Driven TV at YouTube. Test Driven TV at Facebook. It's time for me to stop. I love you guys. Come back and see us.